Triple H, real name, Paul Michael Levesque. Date of birth, July 27, 1969. Place of birth, Nashua, New Hampshire, USA. Early life, Paul Michael Levesque, better known by his ring name Triple H, was born to Paul Levesque Sr. and Patricia Levesque in Nashua, New Hampshire. As a child, Levesque had an interest in sports, particularly bodybuilding. He began weight training at a young age, inspired by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and developed a passion for professional wrestling as a teenager. Levesque was a star athlete in high school, playing basketball and excelling in other sports, but his main interest was always wrestling. He was especially captivated by the works of WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair and other wrestling icons. Paul soon began his formal training in wrestling at Killer Kowalski's School of Professional Wrestling in Massachusetts in 1992. Early career, Paul Levesque started his professional wrestling career in 1992 under the ring name Terra Rising in the International Wrestling Federation, IWF. He wrestled for several independent promotions, where he quickly began making a name for himself due to his size, strength, and wrestling ability. In 1994, Levesque signed a contract with World Championship Wrestling, WCW, where he adopted the persona of Jean-Paul Levesque, a snobbish French aristocrat. His gimmick was meant to portray him as an arrogant, well-educated, and cultured character. While in WCW, Triple H had some success but didn't quite reach the top tier of the promotion. WWE debut and ascendancy, 1995 to 1999. In 1995, Levesque signed with the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, and made his debut under the name Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He was initially portrayed as a privileged, blue-blooded character, which he would later transition into the persona of Triple H. This character would eventually become synonymous with the WWE brand. In 1997, Triple H joined the faction known as D-Generation X DX, which played a pivotal role in both his career and the Attitude Era of WWE. DX, led by Triple H and Shawn Michaels, was a rebellious, anti-establishment group that pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable in wrestling. The group became extremely popular and turned Triple H into one of the company's top stars. The rise to main event status, 2000 to 2004, as DX began to dissolve in the late 1990s. Triple H emerged as a solo performer and achieved his first major success as a main eventer. In 2000, he won his first WWE Championship and entered into some of the most memorable feuds of his career, including battles with The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Kurt Angle. Triple H's in-ring ability and character work flourished during this period, cementing his place as one of WWE's top stars. He was integral to the evolution of the Attitude Era and later, the Ruthless Aggression Era. In 2002, Triple H underwent a transformation, adopting a more serious and dangerous persona as part of Evolution, a faction consisting of Ric Flair, Randy Orton, and Batista. This faction helped Triple H remain on top, as he dominated the WWE Championship scene for several years. The Authority and Evolution as a top heel, 2005 to 2014. In the mid-2000s, Triple H entered a phase of his career where he was positioned as the top heel villain in the company. His long-term feud with Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, and Edge led to his association with the Authority, a faction in WWE storylines that was led by Triple H and his wife, Stephanie McMahon. Triple H's heel character was portrayed as manipulative, entitled, and power-hungry, often using his position behind the scenes to gain advantage. This was a highly effective storyline, as it allowed him to maintain main event status, while also remaining a prominent on-screen figure. He was involved in some iconic matches, including his bouts at WrestleMania, including epic encounters with The Undertaker, John Cena, and Daniel Bryan. Transition to executive role. In 2010, Triple H began shifting his focus toward the business side of WWE. He assumed more responsibility as the company's executive vice president of talent, live events, and creative. He began to play a major role in overseeing WWE's developmental territories, including the creation of NXT, a developmental program that would go on to become a key part of WWE's strategy. In 2013, Triple H began transitioning into an executive role, working with his wife, Stephanie McMahon, to lead WWE behind the scenes. As part of this transition, he reduced his in-ring appearances but still wrestled in select high-profile matches, most notably at WrestleMania events. NXT and WWE's future, 2015-present. In 2015, Triple H's work with NXT continued to elevate talent and build the future of WWE. Under his leadership, NXT became a brand in its own right, producing stars like Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and more. NXT became a key tool for WWE to develop fresh talent, and Triple H's influence in shaping the company's future has been widely praised. Triple H would occasionally return to the ring for big matches, but by this point, his role within the company was largely focused on overseeing operations, managing talent, and continuing to grow WWE's global brand. Triple H is married to Stephanie McMahon, the daughter of WWE CEO Vince McMahon. The couple married in 2003 and have 3 daughters together. As a result of his marriage to Stephanie, Triple H became deeply involved in WWE's business operations, even further shaping the direction of the company. Outside of wrestling, Triple H has pursued various ventures, including acting in movies like The Chaperone and becoming involved in other business ventures. He has also worked to promote WWE's brand internationally and is a key figure in its global expansion efforts. Triple H's legacy is one of the most distinguished in the history of professional wrestling. As one of WWE's most decorated superstars, he has won 14 World Championships, 2 Intercontinental Championships, and 5 Tag Team Championships, making him one of the most successful wrestlers of all time. He is known for his long-term feuds with some of the most iconic figures in wrestling, including The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, and The Undertaker. In addition to his in-ring achievements, Triple H is praised for his leadership in shaping the future of WWE, particularly through his work with NXT, which has become a breeding ground for the next generation of stars. His transition from top wrestler to key executive has been seamless, and he remains one of the most influential figures in the wrestling industry. 14-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, 5-time Intercontinental Champion, 2-time European Champion, 2-time Tag Team Champion, King of the Ring, 1997, Royal Rumble winner, 2002, 2016, WrestleMania main event matches, WWE Hall of Fame inductee as part of Evolution 2021. Notable matches: WrestleMania X7 2001, Triple H vs. The Undertaker. WrestleMania 18 2012, Triple H vs. The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. WrestleMania 32 2016, Triple H vs. Roman Reigns, WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Conclusion: Triple H's career spans several decades, and his impact on the wrestling industry is undeniable. From his rise in the Attitude Era to his current role as an executive in WWE, Triple H has evolved and adapted, both in the ring and behind the scenes. His legacy as a wrestler and as a key figure in WWE's corporate structure ensures that he will remain one of the most significant personalities in the history of professional. As with many long-term professional wrestlers, Triple H faced significant physical challenges due to the grueling nature of his career. Throughout his time in WWE, Triple H suffered from various injuries, including knee, back, and neck problems, which were common among top-level wrestlers. Despite this, he managed to continue competing at a high level and participated in some of the most intense and physically demanding matches in the company's history. However, in 2019, Triple H underwent successful surgery to repair a torn pectoral muscle, which sidelined him from in-ring action for a period of time. This injury occurred just before a major match at WrestleMania 35, where he had been slated to compete. Triple H also began to cut back on his in-ring appearances due to his advancing age and the growing responsibilities he had in his executive role at WWE. In early 2022, Triple H's health took a serious turn as he suffered a cardiac event related to a genetic heart issue. This led to him having surgery to address the condition. As a result, Triple H made it clear that his days of wrestling full-time were likely over. He made a rare appearance on WWE NXT in 2022, during which he addressed the fans and reflected on his health issues. He confirmed that he was officially retiring from in-ring competition, emphasizing his ongoing commitment to WWE's future through his executive role. Despite this retirement from active competition, Triple H remains an influential figure within the wrestling industry, particularly in his capacity as the head of WWE's creative team and as a key player in the company's long-term direction. Influence on wrestling and legacy. Triple H's influence in wrestling extends far beyond his championship accolades. His impact can be seen in the following areas. Revolutionizing the business. As a top member of D-Generation X, Triple H helped usher in the Attitude Era of WWE, a time when the company embraced edgier content and more adult-oriented themes. This era not only redefined WWE, but also helped it to outshine its competition, particularly WCW, during the Monday Night Wars. The rebellious, boundary-pushing antics of DX made Triple H a household name. Mentorship and talent development. One of Triple H's most notable contributions to WWE is his leadership in the development of new talent. Through his work with NXT, he helped cultivate some of the most successful stars of the 2010s and 2020s, such as Sasha Banks, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bayley, and Charlotte Flair. His vision for NXT was to provide a platform for younger, hungry wrestlers to develop their skills, which led to some of the best wrestling matches in WWE history. WWE's global expansion. As part of WWE's executive leadership, Triple H played a key role in promoting the company's expansion into international markets. His involvement in international events like WWE's Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia and the WWE NXT UK brand helped WWE solidify its place as a global powerhouse in sports entertainment. Triple H's efforts in bridging WWE with international wrestling fans have left a lasting legacy on the global appeal of the product. Business acumen in WWE's direction. Since Triple H began taking on a more prominent executive role in the late 2000s, he has worked closely with Vince McMahon and other key figures within the company to shape WWE's creative direction. His innovative ideas have led to major shifts in programming, with an emphasis on storytelling, character development, and match quality. His success with NXT and his increasing influence on the main roster has led to Triple H being seen as one of the most important figures in WWE's modern era. Evolution of WWE. Over the course of his career, Triple H has been able to adapt to changes in wrestling trends and company direction. He's seamlessly transitioned from being a fan favorite to a despised heel, from a cocky aristocrat to a cerebral mastermind, and from a full-time wrestler to a respected business leader. Triple H's career trajectory mirrors WWE's evolution as a brand, and his adaptability has solidified his status as one of the most versatile performers in professional wrestling. Iconic feuds. Throughout his career, Triple H was involved in some of the most iconic rivalries in WWE history. Some of these feuds helped shape his legacy. Triple H vs. The Rock. Perhaps one of the most iconic rivalries in WWE, the feud between Triple H and The Rock spans several years. The two battled for the Intercontinental Championship, the WWE Championship, and ultimately for supremacy in WWE's landscape. Their matches at WrestleMania 15 and WrestleMania X7 remain among the most memorable in history. Triple H vs. Shawn Michaels. The rivalry between Triple H and Shawn Michaels transcended both their on-screen personas and real-life friendship. Their matches in the early 2000s, including their street fight at WrestleMania 22, were legendary. They also had a heated rivalry as members of D-Generation X and Evolution, respectively. Triple H vs. The Undertaker. Triple H's rivalry with The Undertaker, culminating in the Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania 28, part of The Undertaker's undefeated streak, is considered one of the most epic rivalries in professional wrestling. Their bouts define the big match atmosphere and showcase Triple H's resilience and ability to deliver in high-pressure situations. Triple H versus Roman Reigns. One of the later major rivalries for Triple H involved the up-and-coming Roman Reigns in a feud that took place at WrestleMania 32. Triple H, who was a reigning WWE World Heavyweight Champion, was defeated by Reigns in a dramatic encounter. This marked a key moment in Reigns' rise to the top. Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. Perhaps one of the most compelling storylines of the Yes Movement era, Triple H found himself in a feud with Daniel Bryan, a beloved underdog. The storyline saw Triple H as the antagonist who tried to keep Bryan down, leading to a memorable match at WrestleMania 30, where Bryan went on to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Hall of Fame induction. In 2021, Triple H, as part of the faction evolution, along with Ric Flair, Randy Orton, and Batista, was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. This induction further cemented his place in history, acknowledging his contributions not only as a wrestler, but also as a mentor and key figure in WWE's overall success. Final thoughts. Triple H's career has been one of unparalleled success, both inside and outside the ring. From his early days as a cocky blue blood in WWE to his role as a leader of the Authority and his executive position with WWE, Triple H's story is one of resilience, innovation, and dedication. As he continues to help shape the future of WWE through his work with NXT and behind-the-scenes leadership, his place in professional wrestling history is firmly secured. While his in-ring career may be behind him, Triple H's legacy continues to live on, influencing the lives of wrestling fans and future generations of athletes. His story is far from over, and his impact on WWE will resonate for decades to come.